Recent comments about the Batman 2's villain have shed far more light on what to expect from the DC movie's antagonist, and established some exciting things about who will take on this role. Batman's movie roster contains a wide array of stellar films, including 2022's The Batman, which set a high bar for its sequel. When that movie came out, it surprised a bunch of people with how it reimagined the Riddler. Instead of a campy, puzzle-obsessed bad guy, Reeves turned him into a haunting villain who challenged Batman both mentally and emotionally. Because of that success, the question right after the credits rolled was pretty obvious. Who could possibly follow that up in The Batman 2? Fans have been speculating ever since, but now we finally have some clues about what direction Reeves and his team might be heading in, and those hints make things look very exciting. The first big piece of the puzzle came through Reeves himself. He explained that when writing the script, his starting point was digging deep into Batman's comic history and really thinking about what kind of villain could connect more directly to Bruce Wayne as a person. That's pretty different from what we got in the first movie, where the Riddler did have some ties to Bruce's family through Gotham Renewal, but the battle was mainly Batman versus villain. This time, Reeves suggested it's going to cut closer to Bruce's own past, his identity, and maybe even relationships he thought were long buried. It shows the sequel wants to explore Bruce, not just the Dark Knight persona. That automatically rules out a few suspects. Some people assume the Joker, teased at the end of The Batman, would be the natural follow-up, but Reeves has said pretty clearly that the Joker isn't going to be the main antagonist. He hinted the character chosen hasn't been portrayed like this in a Batman movie before, which means it's not simply Joker 2.0. So, who does that leave? If you look at Gotham's darker corners, two names keep popping up: Hush and the Court of Owls. Both have deep ties to Bruce Wayne's past, and both would offer something fresh for live-action fans. Hush, also known as Thomas Elliot, was Bruce's childhood friend who later turns against him. His story is full of identity theft, betrayal, and secrets, which would fit right into Reeves' detective-driven style. On the other hand, the Court of Owls is a shadowy organization made up of Gotham's elite families, secretly pulling strings for centuries. They'd represent a kind of systemic villain, one that Bruce can't just punch his way through. For a while, Hush seemed like the fan favorite choice. Even Reeves himself once mentioned the character when asked about villains he'd like to explore. But he quickly clarified that this didn't mean Hush was guaranteed to be in the sequel, and honestly, that might have lessened his chances. If the whole point is secrecy and surprise, putting Hush's name out there too early makes it harder to pull off. That leaves the Court of Owls as the more likely option, especially given how much the first film and the Penguin spin-off focus on Gotham's corruption. The court would naturally tie into those themes, making it feel like the story has been leading here all along. And there are strong storytelling reasons for choosing the court over Hush. For one, their history predates not just Batman, but the Wayne family itself. They've been undermining Gotham for generations, which makes them perfect for a story about Bruce realizing his fight for the city might have been compromised even before it began. It would also make things very personal, since the court is made up of people Bruce might actually know in his day-to-day life. Imagine Bruce realizing his allies at charity events or business meetings were secretly members of a cabal trying to control Gotham. That's the kind of revelation that would shake him to his core, much more than fighting another masked criminal. Another factor is that Reeves keeps describing the Batman 2 as a mystery, just like the first one. With the Court of Owls, you get layers of investigation, uncovering hidden history, tracking down secret members, and facing assassins like the Talons, who enforce the court's will. That naturally fits the noir detective style Reeves has made central to his vision. Hush could work too, since his story is also mystery-driven, but the court offers a much broader, city-wide conspiracy that's never been done in live action before. That alone makes them an attractive choice. Still, it's not just about who the villain is, it's about what they mean for Batman and Bruce Wayne. Reeves has emphasized that the sequel explores aspects of Bruce that haven't been touched on in movies before. That means whichever villain appears, they're going to challenge him in ways we haven't seen. The court would force Bruce to confront Gotham's rotten core and his own family's role in it, while Hush would force him to face betrayal on an intimate, personal level. Either way, it's going to dig into who Bruce is when the mask comes off. Adding to all this speculation, Reeves confirmed that Kristen Miliotti's Sophia Falcone, introduced in the Penguin series, won't be part of the film. That might disappoint some fans, but it actually makes sense. By the time her show was being developed, the movie's script was already far along, and forcing her into the story would have upset the careful balance Reeves was aiming for. Still, Reeves praised her performance and hinted she could return in future installments, so it's likely not the last we'll see of her. What all these updates mean is pretty clear. Reeves isn't trying to recycle old Batman stories. Instead, he wants to surprise the audience with something that feels both faithful to the comics and brand new for film. That's why secrecy is such a big deal here. He knows part of the thrill of a mystery movie is not knowing what's around the corner, and he wants fans to walk into theaters ready to be surprised. It's the same kind of thrill people had watching The Batman for the first time, discovering how different yet familiar it felt. On top of that, Robert Pattinson himself has praised the script, which is encouraging. Reeves admitted he was nervous about how Pattinson would react since so much effort and passion went into it, but the fact Pattinson was excited shows the story has something special. After all, Reeves said this sequel will take Batman and Bruce in directions that no live-action project has before. That's a bold claim, considering how many times the character has been reinvented, but it shows the ambition behind this trilogy. Looking further ahead, it's also worth noting that Reeves's Batman universe exists separately from James Gunn's new DCU. Gunn confirmed Pattinson's Batman won't appear in The Brave and the Bold, which will feature a different Bruce Wayne already established with a Bat family, so fans can enjoy both versions without overlap. Meanwhile, Reeves is also involved in producing a Clayface movie for the DCU, showing he'll continue shaping the Batman mythos even beyond his trilogy. Well, that's it for today. Let me know what you think in our comments section down below. And please, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because we'll be covering more updates on this soon and other exciting upcoming movies and series. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.